Hi, I'm David Gonzalez, and I would like to welcome you to this very special episode of Saturday Morning Live at the National, coming to you direct from Washington, D.C. Established in 1980, Saturday Morning Live is the National Theater's best-loved community and educational program. Stay tuned for today's episode. Hi, I'm David Gonzalez. Welcome to Gonzo's Multiverse, where we are going to look at the very small, the very large, and everything in between, plus some awesome music, cool poetry, art, and lots of interesting weird friends. Are you ready? Let's go.
Once upon a time, once upon a time. Once upon a time, once upon a time. Once upon a time, once upon a time. Once upon a time, once upon a time.
Once upon a time, once upon a time. Once upon a time, once upon a time. Once upon a time, once upon a time. Once upon a time. Once upon a time, there were two cousins, Pedro and Pepe. They shared a little farm, and they worked hard, and they grew beautiful vegetables, things like lechuga,
Lechuga,
tomate,
tomate,
cebolla.
cebolla.
They grew lettuce and onions and beautiful tomatoes. And on Saturday mornings, they would load up their wheelbarrows, each of them, and they would go down to town, sell their lechuga,
Lechuga,
tomate,
tomate,
cebolla.
cebolla.
They would sell their things, make a few bucks, fill their pockets, and bring their wheelbarrows home. And this goes on for a long, 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 long time. Until one day, they fill up their wagons, and they're heading to town, when suddenly, boom! They didn't see the hole in the road, and the front wheel of each wheelbarrow broke. And Pedro was like, oh, I hate when this happens on Saturdays. And he starts taking out his lechuga and tomates and all his vegetables. And he's like, ugh. And he tries to get the wheel off, and it's stuck, and it's rusty. And he's like, oh, I hate this. And he's working so hard. Meanwhile, Pepe looks up to the sky and says, I wish an angel would come down and help me. And sure enough, suddenly, there's this beautiful music. And from the glorious sky, an angel appears, lands on the ground, and unclips the white wings, carefully folds them and puts them down. The angel goes over to Pedro and says, dude, what if I hold up the wagon like that? It might be easier. So he's like, yeah, man, I like that. And he takes the fish and he puts it on, puts in his lechuga, tomate, cebollas, and off he goes. The angel picks up those wings, clips them on, and starts to fly away. He gets about 15 feet up in the air, and Pepe says, dude, angel, stop. Yo, where are you going? I'm the one who called you. And the angel says, oh, Pepe, I didn't hear you. We angels, we hear the prayers of hard work. And the angel flew away. And isn't it true that if someone sees you working hard, trying for yourself, that they'll probably help you out too?
What are the two things you cannot have for breakfast? I don't know. Lunch and dinner. Donny, where do you learn to make banana splits? I don't know where. At Sunday school. What kind of a dinosaur loves to sleep? I ain't got no idea. What kind? A stegosaurus. All right. What bone will a dog never eat? What bone will a dog never eat? I don't know. What? A trombone.
Hello? Hello? Hi. Well, what I want to say is that I'm quiet. Are you quiet or are you loud? It's okay if you're loud, but I'm quiet. Is that okay with you? I heard a big word. Introvert. Introvert. That's what I am. Some people are extrovert. Intro. That means that I'm quiet. I don't do all loud and running around stuff. I like to be alone. I like to be quiet. I like to draw and listen and think. I have some friends who are extrovert. And they loud and they run and they dance and sing but that's not me. I like quiet stuff. I like to draw a long time, like an hour. I like to listen to the birds and stuff. Sometimes I lie down and just look up at the sky and think. That's who I am. Do you know somebody who's an introvert? Like me? Maybe you know somebody who's an extrovert. I like me. I like being quiet. I be I. You be you. Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome to another very important Zoom classroom lesson. Today, we're taking up the subject of English, and the word is enunciation. Enunciation, yeah. So enunciation is the word that refers to how well you can, pronounce the words you want to say. So, enunciation. I am enunciating every syllable in the word enunciation. And so, when you're speaking, reading, talking, it is very important that you enunciate every word so that your enunciation is very clear so people will understand you when you talk. And I know you're good boys and girls, and that you will do as you're told and enunciate when you want to be understood. Are you following me? Hello? My name is Grassy. Welcome to the Microverse, where I'll show you some seriously awesome things of the micro, deep down, tiny, weeny, tiny world. Come on, let's go.
New York City. One day, I was sitting at home having dinner with my grandma, whose name was Guadalupe Maria Echevarria Rosario de Quebradilla Chicharcas and I don't know what else, and my brother, whose name is Chuck. We were sitting at home having our favorite dinner. Repeat after me. Pollo, arroz, that's chicken and rice. We had ensalada, you know what that is, salad. And to drink, we had the drink which all Latino people love. I don't care where you come from, if your family's from Puerto Rico, Cuba, Peru, Mexico, Honduras, El Salvador, Colombia, wherever you come from, you love this drink. If you speak Spanish, it's called Coca-Cola. We were having our favorite dinner cuando de repente, suddenly, the doorbell rang. Give me a big ding-dong. Ding-dong. My grandmother said, Davidcito. That's my other nickname. Davidcito, vi a ver quién está en la puerta. Go see who's at the door. So I open up the door, and it's my uncle, my grandmother's brother, my Tío Jose. Tío Jose comes in, we sit down, we talk, we eat. Then, check him out. He takes his glasses, right, and he slides them down to the edge of his nose. He looks over them at me, and he goes, "Do you believe that trees
can sing. I looked at my uncle and I said, no way, Jose. He said, yes, they can. I said, no, they can't. Yes, they can. No, they can't. Yes, they can. And I can prove it to you, but you must promise me tres cositas. You must promise me 3 little things. I said, Tío Jose, what are they? He said, Davidcito, you got to watch, listen, and learn. What did he say? You got to watch, listen, and learn. One more time. You got to watch, listen, and learn. I said, watch, listen, and learn. Okay. And so the next day, I'm sitting at home having dinner when the doorbell rang. Ding dong. And my grandmother said, Davidcito, mira ver quién está en la puerta. I open up the door, it's Tío Jose. But check him out. This time, he had 2 big bags. He picked them up and said, let's go. So we tiptoed down the basement steps. Boom, 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 taka. And he dropped them on the ground with the great big sound. Boom, pop. Opened up the first bag and it was filled with herramientas, tools. He opened up the second bag and it was filled with madera, wood. Well, out of the tool bag, he picked up something called el serrucho. He picked up a piece of wood and he started to... Serrucho is a saw. He picked up el martillo and he's like... Martillo is a hammer. He picked up a big fat tube of glue and he was like... I said, Tío Jose, what the heck are you doing? He said, You promised me 3 things. Friends, do you remember? 1, 2, 1, 2. You got to watch, listen, and learn. Come on. You got to watch, listen, and learn. You got to watch, listen, and learn. I said, watch, listen, and learn. Okay. And this was a true story. Every day when I was a kid, Tío Jose came to my house, and every day it was the same thing. You know what I mean? With the, and the... Every day he's going... And this goes on for a long time until one day I said, Tío Jose, this is getting really boring. When are the trees going to sing? He said, Davidcito, tú has sido bien paciente. You've been very patient. The trees will sing in 3 días. In 3 days. But you must promise me you will not come down to the basement for 3 days. I said, Tío Jose, lo prometo. I crossed my heart and promised. And I could hear him down there. And 1 day goes by. 2 days go by. But on the 3rd night, I couldn't sleep a wink. Chuck was on the bottom bunk, I think. I was on the top bunk. My eyes were open. They were wide open. Friends, my eyes were like bugging out of my head, okay? Tío Jose said the trees were going to sing in the morning. I couldn't sleep, so I tiptoed down the bunk bed ladder. I tiptoed past my grandma's room. I tiptoed around the kitchen table. I tiptoed down the basement steps. And I turned on the light. And I looked. But there was nothing. No trees, no singing. What the heck is he doing down here? Man, forget it. I turned to go. But yo, there was one thing. In the corner, there was a guitar, but it didn't have any
strings. No trees, no singing, forget it. I go to bed, I wake up, I go to school, I come home, I have dinner. And the doorbell rang. Ding dong. Davidcito, mira. I open up the door. It's Tio Jose. And I look at him, just like I'm looking at you. And I said, Tio Jose, you are a liar. And Tio Jose said, excuse me? I said, Tio Jose, tú eres un mentiroso. You're a liar, man. You told me the trees were going to sing. And I've been waiting and waiting, but I couldn't wait anymore. So last night I went downstairs and I turned on the light and there's no trees singing, no singing.
How could you lie to a child?
And Tio Jose said, kid, I think you better relax and come with me. So we go downstairs. He turns on the light. He says, Davidcito, ¿qué ves? What do you see? And I said, nothing. He said, what do you see? And I said, well, I don't see any trees. I don't hear any singing. All there is that guitar. It doesn't even have any strings. He said, Y Tio Jose agarró la guitarra. He picked up the guitar. Y sacó de su bolsillo. He took out of his pocket a little packet. And from the packet he removed 6 long strings. And he put them on. Help me if you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then Tio Jose, with his great big hands and his even bigger corazón, with his heart, he started to play. Qué bonita bandera, qué bonita bandera, qué bonita bandera, la bandera puertorriqueña. Qué bonita bandera, qué bonita bandera, qué bonita bandera, la bandera puertorriqueña. Qué bonita bandera, qué bonita bandera, qué bonita bandera, la bandera puertorriqueña. And then Tio Jose said, Davidcito, now what do you see? And I said, I see that you can play the guitar. He's like, yeah, but what is the guitar made from? And I said, the guitar is made from wood. He said, yeah, and where does wood come from? And I said, trees? He said, see, yes, mira, look. You see this wood on top? This is called spruce. It comes from the spruce tree. And this is palo santo, rosewood, from the rosewood tree. And this is ébano, ebony, from the ebony tree. Tio Jose said, Davidcito, I have taken wood from many, many trees. And with my serrucho, I cut the wood. With my martillo, I hammered the pieces together. And with my glue, I made all those trees sing here in this guitar. And Davidcito, I made this guitar for you. And it's true. Tio Jose really made me my first little guitar when I was a kid like you. And he taught me how to play. And ever since that day, I know that magic can happen. Oh yes, magic can happen if you can do 3 little things. Do you know what I'm talking about? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. You got to watch, listen and learn. Help me now. You got to watch, listen and learn. Everybody, come on. You got to watch,
Listen and learn. You've got to earn what you want to learn. Earn what you want to learn. Earn what you want to learn. You've got to watch, listen and learn. You've got to watch, listen and learn. And you know what, friends? I learned a lot from my tío Jose. Hard work, creativity, and giving gifts is one way, many ways, that we can show our love. Is there something special that someone once gave you that you will keep forever? Because you know, it's not the thing, but it's the love inside the thing. Tío Jose gave me my first guitar, and whenever I play, he's there with me. That's our show. Hope you had a great time. Espero que tuvieron un buen tiempo conmigo. Next time, there'll be more in Gonzo's.